friend asked me to do a little research on Sherlock Holmes, and I did. It's not something I would have enacted on my own, as I'm not a real devotee of the character, though I've read some of the books and stories. I used to know people who were crazy about Holmes and his world. Once or twice a year they would throw parties and everyone would dress up as Holmes or Watson. Maybe an oddball would show up as Moriarty, and they'd spend the night delving into the love and minutiae of the legendary consulting detective who lived at 221B Baker Street in London. There have been so many movies made that feature Sherlock Holmes. He's an ongoing franchise like Batman and Superman. They all had their special powers which they used to fight crime and evil. Holmes had the power of his brilliant mind, which could seize on the slightest clue and from that deduce the murderer. He claimed that from a single drop of water he could arrive at a Niagara. I'm skeptical of that. It seems like a stretch. One drop could lead to a Niagara or a Nile or the Amazon, a lake, a stream, a puddle. Holmes survives and thrives because we like to believe that reason, the rational mind, rightly employed, can sort things out, bring order to chaos, and solve mysteries, no matter how dark and dreadful they may be. We have detectives galore in novels and on TV and in movies, and they all owe some kind of a nod to Holmes, even the ones that play against the type, the formidable oddball. And there are all those shows devoted to forensic medicine that analyze DNA, can do facial reconstruction, and or an ID match from a scrap of information, taking a chip of paint and giving you make, model, and year of a car, or a speck of dirt from the sole of a shoe that will reveal the exact location of a murder. When they do this, they are all taking a page from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. It's heartening to believe that reason, now with the aid of fantastic machinery, can crack any case, solve any puzzle. But in real life that doesn't seem to be the case. All the satellite intelligence in the world could not help us locate that missing Malaysian airliner. An entire plane full of passengers with a transponder on board, gone. Why we can't find it seems to be a bigger mystery than where the darn thing is. There was also a local case that demonstrated to me the shaky basis of reason and forensic science. A young woman drowned in her bathtub. Her husband called emergency, but she was dead when the EMTs arrived. He was suspected of and accused of killing her. He denied this, of course. It seemed simple and straightforward, not worthy of the mental exertions of the world's greatest detective, a tightly contained crime scene, a fresh corpse, and only one possible suspect, murder or not. All of the evidence at the crime scene and all the reasoning power of the police detectives proved to be inconclusive. All that evidence and years of investigation produced only a circumstantial case. I believe there have been 3 trials. One found him guilty. Following an appeal, there was a mistrial involving juror misconduct, and a 3rd trial, I believe, sustained the previous conviction, and the man is now in jail, still claiming to be innocent, and many believe him. He says his wife suffered from an illness that caused her to faint at times, and she had a spell of this on that night, and she drowned before he knew she was in danger. The point is that no one knows whether the woman was murdered or whether she died of strange but natural causes. Holmes would say when the impossible has been eliminated, whatever remains, however improbable, that must be the truth. How arrogant and elegant is that? Unfortunately, in this case, several equally improbable scenarios exist, and no one, except for the husband, knows for certain which one is the truth. An outcome Sherlock Holmes could never accept, not without rushing back to his syringe of cocaine. In the darkness, we take our comforts. where we can.